Looks like Spider-Man is back in the MCU. I think we need to have a serious discussion about this, shall we? Well, I never knew that Sony and Disney pretty much reached the deal. So after all the drama that has happened, we knew that Spider-Man was not going anywhere. It's been rumors speculating that he's left the MCU. Sony brought back Spider-Man to make Venom the sequel, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read to you all the article. I'm gonna stop at some parts because I got to analyze what I'm reading because we got to know some facts. So I'm I'm just gonna scroll down my tablet. So just give me a brief moment here. All right. After briefly breaking up, Sony Pictures and Marvel have found a way to get back in the Spider-Man business together. On Friday, the two companies jointly announced that Marvel Studios and its president Kevin Feige, Kevin Feige, I can't pronounce his last name, but whatever, will produce the third film in the Spider-Man Homecoming series. It will be once again feature Tom Holland reprised in his role as Peter Parker, as we all know. The rumor mill roared back to life this week with hints that the two companies were close to berging a new agreement. Well, they almost did, but it is what it is. Over the summer, news broke out that the Marvel's parent company and Sony had reached an impasse over a new financing deal. Disney wanted the film to be financed on 50-50 basis, with Feige remaining in a consulting producer capacity. Sony is believed to have proposed keeping the argument. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for my bad reading because when I read, I stutter, I talk fast. I normally don't read like this in my school, but when I'm doing it on the internet, it sucks. Keeping the arrangement under the current terms, respect, which stipulates that Marvel receives about 5% of first dollar gross and all merchandising revenues. So it seems like Marvel and Disney were having a bit of an argument of what to do with Spider-Man afterwards, and we all know Disney right now is at a terrible state because of how woke the company is nowadays. But I'm not even going to get into all of that. So the new deal was signed late on it was signed late on yesterday. Basically, negotiations involved top players from both studios, including Sony Pictures chief Tom Ruthman and Feige and Walt Disney Studios head Alan Horn. In exchange for leaning Feige producing um, prowess, Marvel and Disney will receive roughly 25% of the profits, according to insiders. Disney will retain its merchandising rights. As part of the arrangements, Spider-Man will also appear in the future MCU films. Well, at least they got their head on straight. The film is scheduled for release on July 16, 2021. Amy Pascal will also produce through Pascal Pictures, as she has has on the first Tom Holland lead films. I don't know who she is, but if she's like one of those SJW writers, I don't want to see it. I am through the Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue, and I and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it. Feige said in a statement, Spider-Man is a powerful icon and a hero whose story crosses all ages and audiences around the globe. He also happens to be the only hero with superpowers to across the cinematic universe. So as Sony continues to develop their own Spidey verse, you'll never know what surprise in the future might hold. Well, it's good that he is excited that Spider-Man is going to be a part of the MCU once again, but only for one more film, and that's it. So, Pascal was equally in her statement. This is terrific, she said. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic, block. He's took a. Let me call myself. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic turn and Far From Home, and I cannot be happier. We will be able to um, work together as we see where his journey goes. Okay, they gotta stop putting these words that's making it hard for me to pronounce. So, Marvel has licensed the rights to Spider-Man to Sony for nearly 2 decades. Uh, no, not Disney, Sony, because Sony has Spidey first, not Disney. So I think you might need to correct yourself on that, buddy. Um, an agreement they forged prior to Disney's $4 billion acquisitions of the comics company in back in '09. Sony achieved critical and financial acclaim with its first round of Spider-Man movies, which were directed by Sam Raimi's and starred Tobey Maguire. Its second effort, starring Andrew Garfield and directed by Mark Webb, were far less successful, sending the studios back to the drawing board. By bringing Marvel and Feige back into the fold with 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming, the studios were able to recapture the creative mojo of the first series. It also got a boost from having Tom Holland's web spinner appear in the Avengers movies, with Spidey becoming a key member of the Spidey, of the super team. But so getting back what I was saying about Avengers movies, with Spidey becoming a key member of the super team, Sony says it was pleased to have that deal had been reached. Um, we had a great collaboration over the last few years, and our mutual desire to continue was equal to that of the main fan, said Robert Lawson, Chief Communications Officer for Sony Entertainment. We are delighted to be moving forward together. All right, so I think the key things that I noticed while reading this article is that they said that, you know, they were basically struggling of reaching a deal with Disney, and they had this brief argument over the summer of who's gonna bring back, who's gonna, keep in the MCU. So apparently Spider-Man is gonna be staying in the MCU to make one more film. So we don't know what that film is gonna be, but hopefully that whatever Disney and Sony are planning on doing, I just hope and pray that it doesn't end up becoming much worse, like the first two Amazing Spider-Man movies. So, and there has been speculations that Sam Raimi is going to be making a Spider-Man 4 movie, probably with a totally different actor who was going to be portraying Peter Parker. You know, but now that you think about it, Tom Holland is the perfect choice for Spider-Man. So I guess it's safe to say that Disney and Marvel have basically reached the deal, and I'm kind of glad that they did. So now we won't have to worry about what's gonna happen with Spider-Man now that Sony brought him back. Are they gonna continue to make bad movies? We don't know for sure. But all I know is that Spider-Man is back in the MCU for one more film, and we'll have to see we'll have to see how that goes around 2021 when either the Venom sequel or a soft reboot is going to happen, or Spider-Man is going to make one more film from the MCU. We don't know for sure, but hopefully things can come out better and brighter. So yeah, what did you all think of this topic? Are you excited that the Spider-Man is back at the MCU? Let me know in the comments below. DHR2, much love.